welcome back to my channel. This is Becca with House of Lindermon. Today is, Wednesday, September 18th. I wanted to say hello and welcome to all of the new subscribers. I wanted to also let you guys know that I was gone pretty much all of last week for work travel, and quite a bit happened while I was gone. We had John Bolton resigned, and there was that whole debate of he was fired, he resigned, blah blah blah. What else happened? We found out that Trump has been basically lining his pockets and using taxpayer dollars to bail out his failing golf course in Ireland. We had Mike Pence stay over there completely on the opposite side of where he had to take meetings. And then we had what came to light that, what was it? The making aircraft from the Air Force stop at that one fueling station and consequentially staying at his resorts, which the per diem doesn't even begin to cover. We had that take place. We found out that Michael Cohen is working with prosecutors out of the Southern District of New York. There was just a slew of stuff that came out while I was gone, and then I just kind of got to thinking, holy crap, is this what it's normally like, or did everything just kind of snowball in this one week? So let's see. Oh, and then we had, they're trying to indict Andrew McCabe on complete BS charges. The grand jury was called in, and, the judge was all for it. And the grand jury declined to indict him. What else happened? I just completely lost track. It was just bananas. So I wanted to do some cards today. My sister sent me a text yesterday because I had missed so much. I did watch part of the Lewandowski hearing on what the highlights that were covered on the Lawrence O'Donnell show. I believe it was last night, and the last 30 minutes of it where they had the actual attorney or the prosecutor come in and question the guy and basically exposed him as a liar. We had the whole crap with Kavanaugh come out, more allegations. It was just like it was nuts. It was nuts for the whole entire week. Let me see what my sister wanted me to read on, because like I said, I was gone for a week, and then where I was, we didn't really have any cell phone coverage. There was the Wi-Fi at the hotel where I had to stay was pretty shoddy, so it wasn't even I wasn't even going to try to film on my iPad while I was gone because of the fact that it would have taken me 60 hours to upload a 20-minute video. So let me see what she wanted me to read on, because she gave me some suggestions. I guess Kushner is working with a new guy now. And we pulled cards on that last night. That was scandalous. My sister and I did, what's the guy's name? She gave me his name and now I can't find it. And then we were going back and forth on text messages, is he a cross-dresser? Is he not a cross-dresser? He would totally fit in Ivanka's clothes, and just funny stuff like that. How he sounds like a girl. I told her to go listen to his interviews where his voice is very, very feminine, He doesn't sound masculine at all. The guy's name that he's working with is Avi. AVI. Let me see. Yeah, the guy just graduated law school in 2016. So Avi Berkowitz is the kid that's working with Kushner now. And we had a whole funny little discussion about that, because it was just, it was ridiculous. So I can't find the text. So after I watched the what was it? The hearings in the House yesterday. I mean, well, parts of it, the highlights. They were asking for Lewandowski to be brought up on contempt of Congress because of the way that he was conducting himself. And basically, it's not going to go anywhere because William Barr is there. Like, come on, get real. William Barr is the mafia boss's, obstructor in chief, basically. So nothing's going to come of that, I don't suspect. Oh, but I did see yesterday on Ring of Fire that they have started investigations into Mitch McConnell's wife. I'm going to link that video down for you below. Because she is the secretary of the Department of Transportation, and what it's looking like is that she's making all these deals, and then Mitch McConnell is kind of piggybacking off of it to basically not only enrich himself, but he's not being there's a lot of conflict of interest there for the way that they're conducting business. So they've opened up an investigation, and she is the target of the investigation. I'm just curious to see how that's going to play out, because again, the DOJ is under Barr, and Barr's just, the hired gun for the GOP. So let's go ahead, and for this one, I'm going to try to see if what's going to happen with the investigation into Elaine Chao. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so what will be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? What will be the outcome? Ooh, I got cards flying all over the place. We got the Ring and the Sun. It looks like there's going to be agreements or contracts that will be exposed. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see if we can pull. Let's try to do I wonder if I can fit a double line of 7 on here. What will be the outcome? What will be the outcome of we got the house popping up. Oh, you guys are really chatty today. I'm using my my travel size Ciro Marchetti deck today for the gilded Reverie Lenormand deck today, because it's easier to fit in the frame. I'm filming in this tiny little corner in my office, so I hope that's okay, and I hope the volume is okay. Let's see here. What is going to be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? What will be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? What will be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? What is going to be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? What is going to be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? Going to be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao. What is going to be the outcome of the investigations into Elaine Chao? Ooh, funny. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I pulled a double line of 7. Um, let's see what we can get here. The first card up is the anchor on the first row. We have the sun. We have the bouquet. We have the bear, followed by the lilies. The house and the child. Second row, we have the mice. We have the tree, the moon, the crossroads, the tower. We have the fish. Hope you guys can see that. And the garden. So it's looking like there's been some long-term corruption here that's going to be exposed with the anchor and the mice. This is a lifestyle of persistent corruption. The mice is something that corrodes, it erodes, it takes away, it steals. It's criminality. But the thievery is not something that happens in large amounts. It's more like, think about mice getting into your cupboards. They don't take everything right away. They take little by little. So that's the corrosion, the erosion. We're also seeing that there's going to be an exposure of something that perhaps has branched out with the sun and the tree. It could also mean that there's going to be an exposure of something that has been rooted. It looks like there has been some sort of bribery in someone's career with the bouquet and the moon. That could also be speaking about her public reputation will be exposed as someone that has been involved in a long-term career of corruption, as well as kind of skimming off the top from the gifts that they're receiving. We have the mice very, very far from the fish. The fish is the money card. So as you can see, there's 4 cards in between these two. So they're not exactly close and they don't knight each other. But it looks like whatever gifts they've been receiving through her position in her career, they've been skimming off the top for that, and that gets exposed. It looks like there could be 2 authority figures with the bear over the crossroads. The crossroads is something that separates. It's alternatives, options, and choices, but it's also two or more of something. So it looks like this could be talking about 2 people in positions of authority, or several people in positions of authority. It also could be, I'm not seeing the ship here, so I can't talk about foreign influence, because there's nothing here within this spread that would kind of point to foreign influence. But what's interesting here is that this bear kind of corners the tower here. So if this is 2 people, this could be talking about William Barr, because he is in the position of authority within the Department of Justice with the tower here. Or it could be talking about multiple institutions and people that are in those positions of authority that I don't see anything here that says that it's going to be blocked. I don't see the mountain. I don't see the coffin, meaning that it's going to end. They're going to shut it down. But it looks like it will be made public. The people, multiple institutions that are engaging and benefiting from the long-term corruption. The bear always shows up for me as William Barr. And I think it's, it could be read like that. And it's also quite descriptive of him. The bear is someone that is very large, very powerful. It could be somebody that's hairy. Food, but it's a very large, very, very large person. So that could be William Barr. It could be Donald Trump. He's also a very large person, and he is in charge of the overall institutions, because there's two institutions here and two people in positions of authority. I'm not seeing any challenging cards here because the only challenging card is back here. So if the mice would have been like, say, over here, then we would have been looking at a problem. But, like I said, I don't see anything that says that they're going to obstruct them. It may take a long time because of the lilies. The lilies doesn't happen overnight. It's usually a card that's talking about something that needs a gestation period. So this could also be talking about a seniority within the institution. So this could be Mitch McConnell. What's interesting is, I'm going to link that video for you down below in the description box. But I think that's how the Democrats in the House are targeting Mitch McConnell, is through his wife, Elaine Chao. I don't really want to say targeting. I don't want to use that term because we've seen Donald Trump do that for nefarious reasons. He's going after political opponents. But Mitch McConnell does have a reputation of corruption, long-term corruption here. So this could be presenting him. There's a financial institution as well. There's a bank involved here, and how they're getting money to the family. And there's some sort of a new organization or an organization that's in the early stages. This could also be talking about an organization that has children. I don't know how that would play out because she is not in the Department of Education. However, the child knights to the tower. So that can be an institution for children within an organization. There's money coming in from that one way or the other. There's an older organization here with the lilies knighting to the garden. This can be an older organization. This can be an organization full of seniors or people that are pure. So this could be talking about the party of the GOP, very conservative. Lily White. Okay, let's just read between the lines there. An older institution here, Lily White, organization Lily White, and they're using perhaps several banks or several routes to get money to their families. But it looks like the outcome is the exposure. I'm hesitant to say networks because I'm not seeing the stars in this reading, but it's almost like the exposure of what takes place within this party or this organization of perhaps donors with the garden and the fish in the garden. This could be fundraising. So there could be some sort of an exposure there about how she's using her position, her career here, her long-term career, and exposing the long-term deep-rooted corruption of how this family is using multiple government institutions while hiding behind people in positions of authority to fundraise. And there may be some banks involved here. There may be the Department of Education may be involved, but it's the money. They're going to track the money, and there's huge financing coming in as well with the bear knighting over to the fish. It's like, it's not little sums of money. It's not like 20, 30, 100, $100,000. This is huge amounts of money, like millions and millions of dollars. But it looks like the money, if this is financing, if we read this not only as two people in positions of authority, but also if we read this as financing, because this is finance, this is money. Okay. So if we read this as multiple people that are financing, the party and the organization, it looks like that gets exposed as well. But what I find very, very interesting is I am not seeing the ship. The ship is transportation. It's your vehicles. It's something that is far. It's a journey. It's a trip. It's a vacation. If that were anywhere around the tower, that would signal the Department of Transportation. Okay, with the tower being an institution and the ship being transport. Okay, that would be like your Department of Transportation. We don't have that here in this reading. What we do have is financial institutions here and the Department of Education here, an institution for children within an organization. They're bribing the institutions here with the bouquet knighting over to the tower. That's bribery. We can see here perhaps with the moon knighting over to the lilies, we can read that as perhaps the careers of the conservatives, or the career of someone that's very, very senior within this institution. So that could be Mitch McConnell. Like I said earlier, it's someone that has seniority and has been there a very, very, very long time. And they're kind of like the boss of that institution that they represent. So that could be Mitch McConnell. He is the, the Senate Majority Leader. So because of his seniority with the lilies here and the tower, the lilies is, peace, calm, serenity. It's wisdom, but it's also not only something that takes a long gestation period to develop. It's also someone that has reached a level of seniority through experience in their career. They've been there a very long time. So with the moon knighting over to the lilies, this is someone that has been in their career a very, very long time. Here's the bribery and the gifts to the government through multiple channels. And it looks like that gets exposed. I don't see her leaving in this spread. There's nothing that says that she goes away. I'm not seeing the fox, so I can't speak of the investigation itself and what they're going to discover. What I do see, because we asked for the outcome, it looks like a lot is going to be exposed in terms of Mitch McConnell. There's something very, very, very weird going on here with the Department of Education. His role and his seniority in the institution. I'm not seeing the fox here, so I can't say that they've been manipulating the system for their own benefit. But it looks like there's going to be perhaps an exposure of a new organization, or an organization that's in the early stages, or an organization that has to do with children. I'm not seeing the whip, so I can't talk about trafficking or abusing, criticizing, sex. I can't say that because it's not here. But what's interesting is there's a department that has to do with children, and there's an organization here that has to do with children within an organization. This has been a long-term career, corrupt gifts, stealing from the gifts they're taking away. Like I said, the fish is very far, so I can't say that they've been stealing the money, or that money is missing, but they've been eating away at stability. They've been eating away at something that has been stable and been around a long time, and it looks like it could be with the corners here, what has been stable and stable and pretty secure within the public. Or this could be the state of Kentucky. This could be counties in Kentucky, because the garden is a very large group. It's an organization. It could be your neighborhood. It could be the county that you live in, the state that you live in. It's a very large congregation of people. So it's like they've taken away from that large organization. And here with the corners, they've made it very, 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 very small. With the child, It's something small, um, something new, something in the early stages. And then we have the mice here as well, which is taking away and diminishing something. So it looks like they're going to expose how they've been diminishing and taken away from something within the community, whether that's their local governments, their counties, their states, the entire country as a whole. But they've been taking away and stealing from it some way, shape, or form. And making it smaller. But there was a lot of money that was made there from financial institutions, headed by a person in seniority within that institution, multiple authority figures here that were involved as well. But it all becomes public. The public will find out because on the double line, we end up here with the garden. The garden by itself is, it's a neutral or positive card. By itself, it can be read as a positive card. And the anchor is a positive card. This one's a negative card, and this one here is a neutral card. So it looks like what they've been doing behind closed doors does get out to the public, and it involves stealing or making something smaller from the communities or from the country, and diminishing the security and the this, like with securities, this could be like social safety nets here with the corners. So I don't know if these are public programs that they're taking away from, and kind of rerouting stuff to different places. In favor of elites and perhaps financial institutions. But what is so weird is that there's the Department of Education here with these two knighting each other. And here's the party, the GOP party, financial institutions, family business. This could be a family business, or this could be real estate that's being sold as well. But what's interesting, though, is in that video that I'm going to link for you down below, it was talking about how Elaine Chao has been scheduling trips to go to China, but then when people check up on her, she cancels the trip. And I think she's canceled about 6 times. But what's happening is that she's taking these contracts, and then the government contracts are going to companies that are kicking back to Mitch McConnell. See what I'm saying? So this could quite possibly be Mitch McConnell with the lilies and the tower. It's somebody that is in a position of authority due to their seniority within the institution, but there's a couple of them involved here. So this could be William Barr, Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, perhaps other people in the House or in the Senate that are involved with this corruption here. But that's interesting. It looks like all of it's going to be exposed. I just can't get over how this right here, the Department of Education, how in the world does that fit in? I don't get how that fits in. I really don't. Let me see here. This could be a woman with the bouquet. Older man, older man, older man. And this could be a woman. So with this, we could be looking at two men that are profiting off of this. This could be Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell. I don't see the ring, although those did fly out earlier. That would be talking about an agreement. We got the ring and the sun that popped out. That could be an agreement or some sort of contract that becomes exposed, involving, actually, there's 3 men here. This one, and this one. With the lilies, the house and the fish, though, that could be read as three different men that are involved in this. And then I'm seeing the potential for two women here, with the bouquet and the garden, or I'm sorry, and the crossroads. There is a potential for a younger person to be involved here with the child, and I just can't get over that Department of Education. Maybe, but see, if this is a woman, this is somebody that's in their 20s and 30s. However, she's followed by the bear. So this, if the bouquet is representing a woman, this could be a woman that is extremely wealthy, who may have a position of authority within the institution as well. So I don't know if this is signaling to Betsy DeVos being involved in all of this somehow, because the Department of Education is right here, knighting each other, and the entire GOP organization here. Let me see. Yeah, that's all I can get out of this. It looks like they're going to expose all of it. All of it. I don't know how long this will take. As far as time goes, we have two cards that signal a long time. We have the anchor, which is 1 year minimum, 1 year minimum. And we have the lilies, which is another long-term card as far as timing goes. This isn't necessarily a time card, but if it is read as a time card, this could be years, because trees don't sprout overnight. This could be saying with the sun and the tree, if we're not reading this as health, because the tree is usually your health, your well-being, your mental, emotional, spiritual health. This could also be talking about, let me see here, exposing the, oh, how do you call it? Exposing the, not the networks, but the root, exposing the root of the corruption. But it looks like whatever it is that they're doing, it's going to take a while. And like I said earlier, I don't see anything here that says that it will be obstructed, but it's going to take some time, and they're going to expose, could be Mitch McConnell, could be William Barr, the possibility of Betsy DeVos, something that has to do with the Department of Education. Sorry about that. Financial institutions, multiple financial institutions, as a matter of fact, with the crossroads, the tower, and the fish. This could be the exposure of using multiple government institutions for money in coordination, perhaps with financial institutions. So it looks like they've coordinated different aspects within institutions, the government institutions, to get money and kickbacks and bribery to these institutions from financiers, from banks. I'm going to have to read on this separately, because that's really like tripping me out. It's like we're reading on Elaine Chao. How is Betsy DeVos popping up in here? You know, unless her and Betsy DeVos have some sort of an agreement. But I don't see the ring here. And they're trying to make everything smaller, and they're taking away from, could be security networks, this could be this, the lilies knighting over to the garden. This is like a retirement community. So this could be talking about, and the fish is right before it, this could be talking about taking away from social security here, because we have the fish right before it, for retirement. Perhaps funds come missing out of that, but the mice is all the way over here, and that's far from the fish. So looks like a lot's going to be exposed, you guys. let's see if DeVos is involved in here somehow, because that's like right in my face. I can't I can't stop looking at that. And there's nowhere else I can knight this child to other than the tower. So let's see how that plays out. I want to say thank you for being with me here today. I apologize I was gone for so long. I had to travel for work. So, I thank you, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.